Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, let's do a true crime cold case here. That I'm Canadian. I've never heard of this story. So I'm going to read you a little bit about this story, and it's 30 years old, and it's about six missing boys. Like, how do you miss how do you miss six boys? And how did I not hear of it? Interesting story. So let me get started on it for you right away. It's the mystery that still haunts a suburb. Six boys walked into the dark and were never seen again. A grainy tape and a vision may finally reveal the truth. Six teenage boys spent the night drinking and having fun in the quaint suburbs, blissfully unaware they were about to become the focus of a baffling unsolved mystery. Jay Boyle, 17, Chad Smith, 18, Robbie Rumbold, 17, Jamie Lefebvre, 17, Michael Cummins, 17, and Danny Higgins, 16, were unwinding at a St. Patrick's Day basement party on the night of March 16th, 1995. Hours later, they would never be seen again. Despite their different backgrounds, the group had forged a close bond. Boyle, Smith, and Rumbold were from Pickering, a quiet Canadian city near Toronto. Lefebvre, Cummings, and Higgins hailed from neighboring Scarborough, Oshawa, and Ajax, respectively. Boyle was a new father to a daughter, Kiara, and was living with his girlfriend as they raised the baby together. But the group of carefree teenagers were swept into one of Canada's most enduring mysteries. Now, the Daily Mail unravels the 30-year-old conundrum around heartbreaking disappearance of the teenage friends who came to be known as the Lost Boys of Pickering. All right. At 12:50 a.m. on March 17, 1995, the group left the house party and headed to the nearby East Shore Marina at Frenchman's Bay to goof around. This is on Lake Ontario, one of the Great Lakes of North America. Police believed their intention was to steal a boat for a joyride on Lake Ontario. Yet, in a further twist, only three of the boys, Cummins, Lefebvre, and Rumbold, were captured on a grainy surveillance footage breaking into the marina at 1:48 a.m. So only three of the boys, they see them on the footage breaking into the marina. Now, Higgins has said to argued with Boyle at the party and left early, and there's no evidence that confirmed he followed the group to the marina that night. Two boats were later reported missing, a 14-foot Boston Whaler type and a water tricycle, and between 2:30 a.m. and 3 a.m., locals heard the sound of a motorboat near the docks. Without life jackets, the teenagers would have swiftly drowned or succumbed to hypothermia if the boat had capsized. The search effort officially began 36 hours later. It was massive, involving the Durham Regional Police, Toronto Police Marine Unit, Coast Guard, and over 1,000 volunteers. But no trace of the boys and their belongings or either of the missing boats were ever found. The search was called off after less than 2 days. It is unclear if an underwater search was ever conducted. Theories ranging from murder to people trafficking to the boys running away to start new lives ran rampant. Scrutiny was also placed on the boys' backgrounds. They were allegedly well known to the police, and Boyle is said to have done time behind bars for assault and was facing more assault and weapon charges when he went missing. The family's theory. Boyle's family have maintained he would have never intentionally left his daughter, who is now 31. His sister Amanda said in a 2018 interview that the boys had stolen boats in the past. It's not out of the ordinary that would have happened, she said. To me, I honestly believe that they did drown. As much as I know he's gone, I just don't understand how they never found anything. Only a gas can, which was linked to the missing whaler boat, was found 2,451 miles from Pickering in Wilson, New York. That's how big that lake is, guys. If you're not from Canada, or if you've never seen them, you have no idea how big they are. They look like an ocean when you're standing on the edge. Lake Ontario, one of the 5 northern Great Lakes, is foreboding, eerie place. Measuring at a mammoth 7,340 square miles, the chilly waters stretch to a depth of 244 meters. In 2021, 14 drownings were reported in the lake's unforgiving waters, which contain at least 41 shipwrecks. But Ottawa private investigator Bruce Ricketts has worked on the Pickering case for more than a decade, and in his book, The Lost Boys, What We Know and What We Believe, he writes that there is no concrete evidence to support the theory that the boys drowned on the lake. Ricketts died in 2024 without ever finding the truth. People near the water saw something. True crime medium Jonathan Mark, whose expertise has been sought by the FBI and police forces across the country, has exclusively given his insights on the cold case to the Daily Mail. Mark, who has never worked on or heard of the case, just like me, was given only the name of the disappearance, the Lost Boys of Pickering, seconds before beginning his reading. My first thing I'm seeing is a body of water. The boat disappears like it essentially has fallen off the face of the earth, he said. They're teenagers. They're cheering me, which is drinking. They went from drinking to a boat. That's what I'm seeing. They're flowing their hands up. That indicates distress. Something happened on the boat that caused a huge distress. It wouldn't be like it ran out of gas or something. They may have drifted into a place where only certain people can get to that spot because they know about it. They keep showing this motion to me when something gets compacted and crushed. The water was really rough. Mark believes that there is a group of witnesses who have failed to come forward in the 30 years since. There's people that were not on the boat but saw them or saw something. It looks like it's definitely one female. There's either video footage or something, and this could be a huge turn in the case, he said. That could mean there were people there that didn't say anything. There's people that saw something either in the beginning or the middle. I'm very curious about whether someone will step up and say something. I keep seeing a restricted area, them going to a place where the public or people really can't get to, and them being underwater and squeezing tight. Interestingly, Ricketts noted in his book that after 3 of the missing boys were seen on tape, 3 people, 2 females and 1 male, were filmed entering the marina at 2:10 a.m. Mark said that he believes the 6 missing teenagers passed away shortly after their disappearance. I had the sense they weren't here. The key that could unlock the mystery. Shelley McHenry, a cartographer with a Florida-based volunteer organization, Sunshine Slate Sonar, which provides cold case underwater recovery, told the Daily Mail the inexperienced teens could have encountered treacherous, ocean-like conditions while on the lake. There could have been bad weather conditions with white-cap waves, she said. There have been other vessels that have gone missing in bad weather, and it's taken hundreds of years to find them. McKinley believes the case could be solved with advanced underwater search methods, but due to the mammoth size of the lake, this would likely take years and be very costly. It would be like searching for the Titanic, she said. McKinley suggested using side-scan sonar, a system that detects images and objects on the sea floor, and led to the finding the wreck of the RMS Titanic in 1985. Could be the breakthrough in the case. Given that the search was suspended after only 36 hours, McKinney believes that stopped any realistic chance of finding any of the teenagers. Finding nothing is bizarre, she said. Something could have gone wrong, and lots of items on boats float. So to find nothing with 6 people on board is definitely strange. That's what I keep saying, like a shoe has never landed on shore, or piece of clothing or something. It's a sad case. I understand why they haven't been found if they're in the water. It takes a lot of resources to find them. In 1998, 3 years after the vanishing, a pair of red Levi's jeans, identical to the ones Boyle was wearing on the night of the disappearance, were recovered next to the Niagara River in Queenston. They contained remains, however, and DNA testing ruled out that the trousers were Boyle's. The families gather each March 17th at Frenchman's Bay to remember the boys and to keep their memories alive in hopes that one day they'll finally learn what happened. All right, so what I'm going to do, because there's 6 of them, I want to find out to the one boy who they say didn't go. This Boyle guy, Higgins was said to have argued with Boyle at the party and left early, and there's no evidence to confirm he followed the group to the marina that night. All right, now why did only 3 of the boys on the marina camera, and the camera continued to work because it showed later on there was 2 females and a male that showed up at 2:10. So where are the other 3 boys, and especially this Higgins, who had a big argument and then left? So that's who we're going to read on. Where is he? Where is he? So I've put the Emperor card here, and we're going to pull our 24 cards and find out where this Higgins is. If there's no evidence that he went to the marina. So where is he? What happened? What happened? And look at that. The clock is like, okay, that's right. Look for Higgins. Look for Higgins. What happened to Mr. Higgins at the party? I just wanted to see, how old was he? Danny Higgins, 16. He was the youngest. If you're in the States, you're wondering, in Canada, I think in Ontario back then, the legal drinking age was 19. Here in Alberta, it's 18. It's not uncommon for teenagers to be drinking. So Danny Higgins, the youngest at 16. What happened to Danny Higgins on the night of March 16th, early March 17th, 1995, 30 years ago? What happened to Danny Higgins on the night of March 16th, March 17th, 1995? I'm going to assume he's not with us anymore. I can't imagine 6 people would be able to keep that secret that they've taken off. And there was no evidence that any of their crime, it was petty crime. It was nothing worth 6 of them disappearing and starting new lives. What happened to Danny Higgins, age 16, on the night of March 16th, 1995? All right, so I'm going to count 24, and so you can just go ahead if you don't need to watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24. Interesting. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25. All right. Alrighty then. Danny Higgins, disappearance, March 16th, 1995. March 16th, March 17th, 1995. What happened? What happened? Where is he? Where's his body? What happened? What happened? What happened? All right, here we go. Oh, let me make sure there's enough room here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at all the money. Wonder if he was with a wealthy family. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, oh, choices he made. Look at all the money. Look at all the money. There he is. Right under the tower. You know what I'm not seeing here for this particular fellow is a lot of cups, which is water, which I was specifically looking for. Pentacles are earth. Star here is in reverse, and that's water. Lots of wands. Look at King of Swords in reverse. More money. There's finally the Empress. There's, yeah, we knew he was gone. We knew he was gone. Here's the struggle. Here's the fight. It's right here. There's the fight. There he is defending himself. He had to defend himself. There's the 6. He had to defend himself. This is, I'm wondering if this is this Boyle, King of Swords here, was bullying him. Look at all the money on here. Loss of money. I wonder if one of their things that they were into is like peddling drugs. We will never find out what happened to him. The Swords is in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse. We'll never find his death will always be unsolved. Always. He was bullied. He had to defend himself. There was no coming back from this. I'm going to say something pretty controversial. I wonder if he was stabbed. We don't have the Knight of Swords on here, which is generally knifing, right? We don't have a lot of water. We have the Star. It's in reverse, and the Cups here. This guy's not in the water. I'm telling you that right now. He is not in the water. He's actually on top of the earth. Or could be, I'm getting that with all these pentacles, he is actually, maybe he is hidden in the earth, and that's why we won't find him. He was attacked. I'm going to say he was attacked by this King of Swords here. Somebody was this is a bully, King of Swords. I'm going to say something also very controversial. I wonder if he was having an affair with Boyle's girl. And that I don't think that was discovered. That might be, or perhaps only Boyle knew about it. I think, okay, this fellow is either on or in the earth. He is not in the water. I'm going to tell you that right now. He is not in the water. They may have, okay, you know what I'm getting? They may have gone to their marina to get the gas can to burn him. Because that gas can was found in New York. So I'm getting that they knew there would be gas cans at the marina. And then I wonder if they took like his clothes in the gas can. No, because they're not leaving the marina. There's something with that gas can. And the reason I'm saying burn him, look at all the wands, which are fire. Got lots of fire here, tons of fire. We got fire and earth. And confusion around the water. This guy is not in the water. He is definitely, he is definitely like on the earth or in the earth, or he was partially burned or somewhat burned. And then I wonder if they took the boat to get rid of the gas can and the, no, that's not right either. There's something with the gas can here that they threw it over the boat. The gas can did not go down with the boat. Were they worried like their fingerprints would be on it or something? This guy is not in the water. I think something terrible happened to this guy. I think he may have been stabbed. I think they may have then, he was defending himself. I think he was involved with, with the girl. And I think that could have been what they were arguing about. They also could have been arguing about work, about money. Maybe it's like, hey, then you look after her, or something like that. Now this King of Cups here, this is somebody's good friend, an adult that they can trust, like a counselor. He may know something about that, right? Because we got it here right under the second chances, the announcements, the karma. He may know, he may have some kind of story, and he may know, oh, they were arguing about the girl. There's big money on this table. I think that there was something here with money, about a big loss of money. I wonder if one of them was quite wealthy. Those are all areas that would have been upper, mid to upper class then. Not class, economic, socioeconomic. They were arguing about some kind of loss of money. I wonder if there was a bet. Anyways, this guy's not in the water. This Higgins is not in the water. He's on the land. There was a fight. I think he was stabbed, and I think they burned his remains. Or I can't imagine he's deep in the earth. I think if anything, his ashes, and perhaps they took the boat to get rid of his clothes in the lake. And something happened. Let's pick this Boyle. So now let's do the Boyle. He's the fellow with the daughter. So that Higgins was not on the boat. I think we got two situations here. I think we've got that Danny Higgins was attacked and had to defend himself. I don't think he made it. I think they did something with his body somehow. And I believe they were going onto the boat to get rid of, like, evidence. I believe that there's somebody who knows, like a counselor or a teacher or a good friend, an adult friend of the boys, because it was the King of Cups, somebody they would confide in, maybe a probation officer, for example, knows that there could have been something going on with the girl. I believe there was something going on with the girl. I think it had something to do with money. Because you think, they said that they were living together. Well, if you're 17 years old and living together in Canada in 1995, where's the money to pay for all of that? Let's find out. Let's check in on this Boyle. Where is he? How old? Where is he? Jay Boyle, 17. Jay Boyle. And his daughter was 1 year old. Her name was Kara, and he was living with his girlfriend as they raised their baby together. Tell us about this Jay Boyle. Tell us what happened to this Jay Boyle. Tell us what happened to this Jay Boyle. What happened to Jay Boyle, 17, on March 16th to March 17th, 1995. What happened to Jay Boyle, March 16th to March 1995? All right, cards are ready. Okay, I'll just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25. All right, Jay Boyle, 17. What happened the night of March 16th to March 17th, 1995? March 16th to March 17th, 1995. Why were there only 3 boys on the boat? Where is Jay Boyle's remains? Where is Jay Boyle's body, if alive? Now, that was those red pants they found, and there's actually remains in them. So see what I mean? Like, clothing does bubble to the surface and end up on shore eventually, somehow, some way. But DNA proved it was not him. Jay Boyle, where is he? What's going on? All right. Oh, he was a sneaky one. Justice. Oh. Was he headed to jail or back to jail? Yeah. Oh. Betrayal. You want to do something foolish. Look at, he's got judgment as well. Oh, and King of Cups. This fellow, this King of Cups, is a big player in all of this. He may unlock the secret to what's going on. Death. He had money problems. There's the mama of his baby. Empress showed up in both. Queen of Cups. There, look at death and death. The Fool, wow. Look at that. Empress, Emperor, King of Pentacles. I'm going to say that this guy actually did have some problems with stealing, let's say. I'm just going to say it. Taking what was not his. I think he was in trouble with the law. There is some betrayal here but you know what? I'm wondering if it's on his behalf. I'm wondering if he was fooling around with on his girlfriend, and this Higgins knew about it and confronted him about it. There's the Empress and the Emperor right there, knight in shining armor. Look at the poverty around the house. And the King of Pentacles in reverse here. We do have the Death here, the Fool, and the betrayal and regrets. I'm going to say something really bizarre. Is this Boyle still alive? Is Jay Boyle still alive? Upright positive, reversals negative. Is this Jay Boyle still alive? No, he is not. More money. More money. And then that confirms that he did something foolish. He did something foolish that contributed to his own death. And we do have something water here. We have this King of Cups who knows something. So does this King of Cups have a confession, or does he know something? Does King of Cups have a confession, or like, so is it like oh yes he does. Yes he does. So this is like a counselor, a lawyer. Well, lawyers are usually not cups, but somebody who's very understanding, emotionally supportive. So if these were juveniles, perhaps this was a psychologist. This is your psychologist. Yes, he absolutely does know something. Second time the King of Cups has been with the announcements here. He does know something. So that psychic is right. There is a witness. Who's this Queen of Cups? Who's this Queen of Cups? Who's this Queen of Cups? Clarify this, please. Knight of Wands, one night stand. I think he was fooling around on her. I think he was fooling around on her with this Queen of Cups over here. I just got notification somebody's here. I have to pause this, and we're going to do a part 2 with some of the other people. Remember, there only 3 went to the marina. This man did not go down in the water. There, look at where's the water here? And there's plenty. Look at plenty of cards have water in them or lots of cups. There is somebody who knows the truth. Okay, I'm going to close it down for now, and then we're going to come back and do part 2 after the person who just arrived has vacated. Thank you very much for watching. See you over there. Bye for now.